Greetings. I've been stationed here at the outpost to teach new recruits the finer points of combat. After all, it's our duty to honor the Overlord by achieving legendary victories in his glorious name. Well, what do you want to know? Something basic or something more advanced? Many different elements are involved in successful combat. I can teach you a few of the basics, such as how to begin a fight, the difference between a melee and ranged combat, and earning rewards for victory. Starting combat is easy. Just use your mouse pointer to left-click on an opponent. Its name will appear in the target window in the upper left of your screen. You can also use the Tab key to cycle through nearby targets, or the F8 key to select your closest enemy. If you're close enough to your foe and want to start hitting it with your weapon, either click your melee attack button on your hotbar or press the tilde key. Or you can begin by using one of your spells or combat arts to get the enemy's attention. Remember, you must be close enough to actually hit them. You can fight most non-player characters and creatures that you find outside your city, whether outdoors or in dungeons. Many non-player characters in the cities are there to help you or give quests, so you can't attack some of them. If you try, you'll get a message telling you that they aren't valid targets. Victory in battle can be very rewarding. Successful combat against worthy opponents awards you experience to help you advance your level, as well as the chance at coin, usable items, and other valuables. You don't earn rewards for defeating foes that are too far below your level. If your target has a gray name, it means it is very weak and won't provide any benefit for beating it. Talk to Trainer Anna Winston for more information on evaluating your opponents. The tougher a foe, the better its chances to provide a valuable reward. Though defeating enemies alone provides nice treasure, defeating heroic enemies that require a group is even more rewarding. The very best items come from banding together multiple groups to defeat epic opponents. You'll learn many advanced combat techniques over time. There's no substitute for experience. I'd be happy to discuss a few of these advanced aspects, such as selecting the right opponent, knowing your surroundings, and using your abilities. Very well. The nearby sparring partners to my left are all looking to fight. They may hurt you, but they won't kill you. Return to me once you've bested one of them in combat.
You seem to have potential, adventurer. I think you shall make a great champion of the Overlord someday. As you begin your training here at the outpost, it is important that you learn how to gauge the capabilities of your adversary. You must learn to use both your eyes and your instincts as you consider friends and foes in Norath. There are two excellent tools you should use to judge their capabilities: what you can tell from their name, and what you can learn by targeting them. If something has a red border around its name, that target is aggressive toward you and will attack if you get too close to it. You should be especially careful of creatures that roam around, because if they notice you, they won't hesitate to strike. All you need to do is move your mouse pointer over what you want to target and click. You will see the name of your opponent in the target window in the upper left corner of the screen, and a large arrow will appear above its head. If arrows also appear above the heads of nearby creatures, it means all of them are linked together and will attack as one. Sometimes multiple creatures will work together to form a single encounter. These opponents will act as a team and usually won't stop fighting until all of them are defeated. The target window tells you several important facts which collectively form what is referred to as the con, overall challenge, of the opponent. It shows you the numerical level of the creature you have targeted, a color to indicate its relative level range, up or down arrows to indicate toughness, and indicators that tell you if the encounter is normal, heroic, or epic. As you adventure through Norath, you will gain experience and increase your level. The opponents you will face in combat have levels as well. To be victorious, you will usually want to face foes that are close to your level. You gain more experience for defeating higher-level opponents, but they will be tougher to beat. Conversely, if you defeat foes much lower than your level, they will not be nearly as rewarding. The color of the opponent's name indicates how challenging the encounter is. It is very useful as a quick indicator of whether or not you should try fighting a target. The more danger its color indicates, the greater the threat it represents. Gray names mean the fight is below your abilities and will give no experience or reward. Green names mean the opponent is very easy. Blue names mean an easy fight. White names indicate the opponent is even with your abilities. Yellow names mean the fight will be challenging. Orange names indicate a difficult encounter. Red names mean the battle could be deadly. Targets with gray names will not attack you, even if they would be aggressive to someone closer to their level. In other words, you won't be attacked by anything that won't give you some reward for defeating it. No arrow by the target's name indicates an average opponent for a lone adventurer. A single down arrow means it is a below-average opponent. 2 down arrows tell you it's a weak opponent, and 3 down arrows mean it is very weak. Be careful, though, because if multiple weak opponents are working together, they can still represent quite a challenge. As a general rule of thumb, if you see an enemy with 1 up arrow, it's a good idea to team up with another player to take it on. If you see an enemy with 2 up arrows, add 2 members to your group. If you see an opponent with 3 up arrows, add 3 members to your group. A lone adventurer will likely want to face targets with no arrows or down arrows. A normal opponent has no indicator and is intended to be fought by a solo adventurer or small group. A heroic encounter is intended for a larger group of up to 6 adventurers. An epic opponent should only be attempted by a raid force of multiple groups working together. All the elements I've explained will affect the outcome of a battle and whether or not you will need allies to win. Pay close attention to the lessons I have taught you. Learn well, and you will indeed become the great champion I know you can be.
Hi there!
Have you defeated the sparring partner yet? Good. The stronger you are, the more useful you are to us. I'm sure of it. Go speak with Tail and Velix. She is just south of Sithor Spire.
So, are you ready to learn more about the outpost and perform your first service for the Overlord? This outpost was recently established as a training ground for potential citizens of Freeport to hone their skills. Our first scouts on the island reported it as being uninhabited, perfect for our needs. It soon became clear that the initial reports were incorrect, and those scouts have been permanently reassigned to the bottom of the bay. Such is the price of failure. The Intruders are a sect of the Tunarian Alliance, a lowly order of vermin originating from Kinos. As a true servant of the Overlord, your duty is to eliminate them. This should prove extremely useful in preparing you for the challenges that lie ahead after you leave the outpost. Not just yet. You will strike against those Kinosian scum when the time is right. First, we need to see if that weapon of yours is working. Are you ready for your first test? Go talk to Chef Gorga, just past the west archway. She needs help gathering supplies to feed the members of the Freeport militia who guard this outpost, which should provide a chance to test your combat skills. There is more to hunt on this island than just Kinosians. Report back to me when your duties with Chef Gorga are done.
Hello. Greetings.
Need to wait for the stew to be done. No firsties. Many militia to feed. Your mouth no bigger than the rest. Ah, yes. Tael said you were coming. Good then. Gorga can stir the pot while you goes to collect more ingredients. Seaside stew. Only a couple things we still needs to get. First is the buzzers, Bug and Gorga they are. Not sure how they taste, but less of them is better. Be sure to pluck out the wings slowly. The last buzz is the best buzz. toss them in the pot. The next yummies are the main pot filler, livers! Those elks are eating up all the eaten plants anyways, so we killed 2 halflings with 1 stone. Bring back the elk livers when you're done. Toss 'em in and smell the Gorga magic. The stew is done now. Head back to Tail. She's waiting for ya.
Did you enjoy your hunting in the seaside glade with Chef Gorga? Gorga was impressed with your handiwork. I'm sure the outpost militia guards will be pleased with her stew, though I can't stomach troll cooking myself. You show potential indeed. As promised, here is your reward. So, are you ready to prove your worth again? Good. Now listen closely. Though a direct attack upon your enemy can be quite satisfying, there are often more subtle means of inflicting damage. Cut off the feet, and the head is sure to follow, if you get my meaning. Indeed, cunning and subtlety are often effective. And who is more cunning and subtle than an assassin? We've established a camp through the archway to the west, at the far end of Seaside Glade. Go and speak to Assassin Vermeer, who has devised a plan to strike at the heart of the Tunarians. Assassin Vermeer will explain the details. Good luck.
Tail sent word you were comings. I's been scouting out the nearby areas, trying to get a better feels of what we's up against. Beastmasters, these Tunarians are, training the wild animals of the island to fight for them. We's gonna cut off their resources to weaken them in the long terms, setting up our major attack after they are weakened. If we take out their picks of the wild animals, they'll have nothing to train. They trains the bears, hawks, and wolves on the island. The wolves are a bit too deep to touch now, but the bears and hawks are nearby, so we start with those. First, head north up the slope into the Wilderwood, or west into Cliff Diver Canyon and lay down some bears. Returns when you are done. The bears are dead? Good. Now's for a tricky task, so pay attention. The hawks you will now hunt reside high on the cliffs in Cliff Diver Canyon to the west of here. Until now, we've been unable to get to them. The Cliff Diver hawks perch high up and watch for foods to attack below. I's got some food for them right here. Take these mole rats, and when you think you are in a good position below the hawks, examine them in your inventory and release one. Return if you needs more. job stopping any new recruits for the Tunarians. Here, this note was just delivered to us. I believe it is from Tail.